ब्रह्मचर्यव्रती दण्डी सर्ववेदान्तपण्डित श्रीमद्विवेकयोगी मां प्रचोदयतु सर्वदा। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। Welcome to all those pilgrims who are joining me in our flight to, what can we say, Moksha Sannyasa, the best of the Amrit Parivar. I am reminded of a beautiful poem written by Vallathol. That is on Sita. So he says, "Oh, my readers, please come with me if you are interested. We will get into a flight and which will take us to Mithilapuri. And there we will meet the little girl who is to become the bride of Sri Rama." So like that, I am inviting you all to join me in a flight to create an Amrit Parivar. That will be our project for some time to come, especially in this Amrita Varsha of our land's independence. So I hope you are all ready, and all the unwanted luggage, I told you to get rid of them. Some things we will have to remember as we move. That is, expansion is life, contraction is death. So, creating an Amrit Parivar is learning to expand in every way, through our actions, through our emotions, through our intellect, through our knowledge, in every way. We have to expand, so that from this micro level, we are taken to the macro level, the cosmic level. Because Sri Krishna has only one family. We may have different families. Our family, my brother's family, sister's family, uncle's family, so on and so forth. But Krishna has only one family. The whole universe is his family. So whenever he talks, he doesn't bother about our family. He wants us to belong to his family, because he accepts us all as his children. So we are all Amritasya Putraha. So he has no doubt about it. The doubt is only within us. So we have to belong to his Amrita family. So for that, we will take, as I said that day, 18 steps. Today, we are getting on to the third step. Fourth in my lecture, but stepwise, we are in the third step. I had requested you get rid of 2 heavy baggage, and they were unwanted mamata, attachment, and as well as I, the egoistic thoughts. So with those 2, I hope you have removed from your baggage so that it is lighter. And the second thing I requested you was, stop this jogging, dvandva, dualism, sukha, dukkha, ninda, stuti, all those, let us stop jogging. I hope this jogging has made you lighter so that we can lift our leg onto the third step. And third step is very, very important. And we have to remove so many unnecessary thoughts. What we thought was knowledge, information, so many things we'll have to get rid of here. So I put it as a Bermuda Triangle. Our flight may take us over the Bermuda Triangle. So we have to be a little careful, concentrate on what Krishna is telling us, because he is going to guide us over this Bermuda Triangle. So hope you are all ready and your steps are light and firm. We can start our dance of life to enjoy the Amritha Parivar. So in the third chapter, or we can say in the third discussion, through which Sri Krishna is guiding Arjuna from the micro to the macro level of understanding, he is concentrating on Karma Yoga. See, the Creator has filled this universe with everything we need: food, shelter, clothing, medicines, everything. Pure air to breathe, pure water to drink. All this he has provided. He has put only one condition in enjoying it. That is, Tena tektena bhunjidha ma ghrutha kasya svidhanam. That was the only condition. Enjoy with restraint, with control, and never be greedy to get others' wealth and others' happiness, or whatever we think of. So these were the two tenets which our Maharshis had kept before us. And then you said, enjoy. Tena tektena bhunjida, you enjoy, no problem in enjoying. Because the general population was sort of oriented towards the Sanatana Dharma in a very effective way, there was never any wasteful expenditure, waste of energy, waste of materials. So it was very easy for them to fall in line. Wasteful activities were never the rule of the day, as we are seeing today. Now the rule of the day has become wasteful activities. We are wasteful in eating, dressing, and everything is wasteful. So a lot of restriction, a lot of control is needed when we are going to understand the intricacies of Karma Yoga. What we are doing now is, we are completely unaware of the totality of the existence, the interconnectedness, the interrelationships, the interdependencies that dominate the whole of this universe. It is these that keep the universe as a vital living unit. We forget that. We are concentrating all the time on ourselves. We can be compared to that idiotic woodcutter who, sitting on the branch, tries to cut it off from the tree. He doesn't know when the branch falls, he will also fall. That is exactly what is happening now. We are destroying things because we have not understood the totality of the existence and the parasparya. We will come to that a little later. That beautiful word which we will have to take from Sri Krishna's description. So, not only that we will destroy things, okay, but we do not know how to do the right work in the right way. We have all been allotted some duties or some responsibilities, but we do not know how to do the right work in the right way. So everything becomes wrong, and naturally we will have to suffer. So when Arjuna was standing in front of this enemy, suddenly all his ignorance came out, his misunderstandings, misinterpretations, all that came out. And as I told in the last class, a psychosomatic condition developed. He could not think of fighting at all because he was all the time thinking, oh, because of me, so many people will be killed. They are all my relations, my cousins, my uncles, my teachers and whatnot. I will get so much of Papa. Why Krishna is asking me to do this work? He could not understand it at all. So he puts a question to Sri Krishna, Vyamishri jyayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tadegam vada nischitya yena shreyoham apnaya. Just like any one of us when confronted with a difficult situation, he is asking, Arjuna is asking Sri Krishna, by the way you were talking, it appeared to me that knowledge is superior to action. If knowledge is superior to action, why the hell are you asking me to do this dirty job of killing the army people and all that? I cannot understand. Please clarify for me which is the right way so that I can proceed along with that. So Krishna smiled at him. That is Krishna's characteristic expression on the face, He will always have a smile, not like any one of us with our moods and our likes and dislikes. Our face always do not carry a smile. Our dear Vaswanaji used to say, after all your makeup, never forget to put on the last item, which is the smile on your face. So Krishna smiles at Arjuna and says, Arjuna, what you are saying is true only. There are two ways for the evolutionary progress of man. For the man to proceed. So what we mean by this proceed, evolutionary progress, etc. From the micro to the macro, to the Veshti to the Samashti, from the individual to the whole, when you start expanding yourself to merge with the supreme knowledge of supreme truth, there are two important ways. One is the way of action and one is the way of knowledge. There is no doubt what I told you is correct only. There are two ways. But one thing you should understand. You cannot get rid of the work or action by not doing action. When you ask this question to me, it is very clear to me what is in your mind. You just want to say, if that is the case, I will not work. But I told you, Mate Samgostu Agarmani, remember that. So I know what is in your mind. You want me to tell that jnana is superior and work is inferior. So you may choose this path. Nothing doing. Arjuna, that is not the question at all. The question here is work and jnana, knowledge, both are equally good to go to start your journey towards the infinity. But for us, it is easier to go through the way of action. But at the same time, Arjuna, you remember, you are thinking of getting rid of action, you are thinking you will sit quiet. No, Arjuna. Naishkarmyam, Sri Krishna uses a very beautiful word. I don't think any other culture or civilization has evolved this word. Naishkarmyam. Karma is there. Karma you do, but at the same time, you can be a Nishkama Karmi also. This is something super, which has come from our Maharshis. So, when you say, I will not do work, remember my words, Mate Samgo Swagarmani. So, it is here that Sri Krishna wants to make clear that unless you do the work, you cannot attain the state of Naishkarmya. Unless the bud decides to become the flower, the other petals will not fall away. So, Naishkarmya is a very beautiful state, no doubt. But how do you reach there? For reaching there, there are so many ways in which you will have to get rid of the work. When I do this talking, I always remember there is a statement of a very great star in our Malayalam cinema. So he says, I want to get a government job. Why are you so eager? Then I can take leave and sit at home, That is a misunderstanding Arjuna also had. He thought he will arrange for battle and everything, and then he will keep quiet. I cannot do. So that was the thought which passed through Arjuna, which Krishna caught and put him in the right perspective. So that is the Karma Yoga chapter gives us the importance of action. You cannot escape action in your life, but when you do action, what happens to you? When you do not do action, what happens to you? So how to do the action, the work in the right way? And here again, we have to be proud of our heritage. This karma made into a karma yoga is India's very great contribution to the world thought and culture. So, Krishna tells Arjuna, you understood what is Naishkarmya? Somewhat. Not doing any work. No, not doing any work. Through work, you reach a point where work falls from you. Oh, that is the thing. Huh? You have to go on doing work. But the work doesn't stick to you. Work doesn't create vasanas in you. So in that way, if you start working, that stage is called Naishkarmya. Karma, the bad effects of karma falls from you. And what remains is that absolutely truth, which links you with the supreme knowledge or supreme truth. So, in this context, Krishna takes up the very important way in which work can be expanded. Work for oneself can be taken over to a different realm altogether. So he says, transform your work into yajna. For the first time in the Gita, we come across that very beautiful conception of the Indian seers, convert your work into yajna. So Arjuna was alert. We have been doing yajna, Rajasuya, Ashwamedha. Yes. So many different types of yajnas we have done. But now, in this battlefield, what yajna? Sri Krishna is going to talk to me. So Sri Krishna says, remember Arjuna, Sahayajna praja srishtva purovacha prajapati anena prasavishyadvam yeshavostvishta kamadak. The way you know how to transform your work into yajna, you are as though milking the kamadhenu, because yajna is a kamadhenu. Doing the work in the right way, in the proper way, with total dedication, with total surrender, with totally devoid of your ego and self-motivations, etc., the work gets transformed into an yajna, and that yajna gives not only good results to you, but it takes care of the wellness of the whole universe. So, Bhagavan, when he created the world, he created the man, he made work its major activity, he also introduced the concept of yajna. How to do the work without selfish motivation, how to transform yajna in work into a worship. So that yajna concept start working in Arjuna's mind. So step by step, Arjuna's misunderstandings regarding who is the actor, what is his real self, that is self-knowledge. Because you cannot just tell somebody that you do not work because such and such. No, he has never heard. He has learned Upanishads, Vedas and everything. Dhanurvedam, yes. But he has never contemplated him ever on the self within. What is this self within? How it is linked with the Brahma Tattva? All that he has never bothered. So, to tell him to give up work, to attain Naishkarmyam, to convert your work into Yajna, an elementary knowledge is necessary. And that knowledge is what Sri Krishna starts imparting to him. So, here is a gem of an idea which we will have to always remember when we are working, to convert our work, to transform our work into a yajna. But that is what Swamiji also tells us, work is worship. Karma is an aradhana. So that is how Sri Krishna raises Arjuna's mind to work in the right way. Because it is here Krishna uses that very beautiful concept which forms the basis of our Amrita Parivar, the Parasparya. What does Krishna says? Devan bhavayatanena, te deva bhavayantuva, parasparam bhavayantaha shreya paramavapsyada. If you want real happiness, peace and prosperity, that is the shreya, paramashreya, if you want, parasparam bhavayanta. Not parasparam working for each other. No, he has not used. He has used the beautiful word bhavayanta. When you have a bhava, Sri Ramakrishna goes into bhava samadhi. You are in touch with the universal truth on one side. On the other side, you are going to work for the people, society around you. So this sort of connection, fully aware of the interconnectedness, interrelatedness and interdependence of the whole universe, you have to adjust your work. So when you are transforming your work into yajna, you are going to please all the devas, and the devas in turn will give you blessing. And offering your work, you get the benefit of the blessing. So that parasparya, that is what upholds the universe. That is what upholds a real good parivar. In a family, you must understand, see, all of us are living together. Each one must be aware of the responsibility which each one holds. The mother has a responsibility, father has his own responsibility, brothers have their responsibility, sisters have their responsibility, and together we have a collective responsibility of creating a lighthouse of our family so that the society will benefit from it. So it is not an easy job. So this parasparya, that is what we have to unload from Sri Krishna's contemplations. So the best example of this parasparya, that is understanding every bit of this relationship and working for it. Who is the example? Mother. No doubt about it. You know, once I was giving a talk on Karma Yoga to a very, very enlightened audience at Mangalore. Doctors, big engineers, so many people were there. So before I started the lecture, I said, let me ask you a simple question. It was on management. So I asked them, who is the best manager you have come across in your life? All of them, without exception, gave the answer, our mother. So now you understand the implications of Madhradevo Bhava. The best example we can contemplate upon this parasparya, surrender all that we see good in our work life, that is mother, So the Indian mother, I mean, we can say Indian mothers up to a particular time. Nowadays, mothers cannot reach up to this status. They are on their own, selfish mothers. So let us not forget that Matra Devo Bhava is the wake-up call. Remember, Matra Devo Bhava is the wake-up call, especially in the present times, to create the Amritha Parivar. Because a living example we must have in front, I am not able to understand what you are talking about, Parasparya and all that. All right, let me look at the mother. How unselfish she is, how careful she is, how loving she is, how intelligent she is, how reasonable she is, how tolerant she is, all sorts of her mistakes. She is ready to forgive and forget. So that is the mother. So by that quality of the mother, what does she do? She keeps up the parasparya in the family, the interrelatedness and interdependence of the entire family. You must have experienced in your own life. Sometimes we do some mistake. We come to the home. Mother says, don't go near father. Father, if he happens to listen to you, he will give you good thrashing. So keep away from father. I will slowly inform him and help you to wriggle out of this situation. So be careful. And mother takes the blame on herself. You know what happened? I had casually said like that and he did like that. Doesn't matter. Hereafter he won't do. I will tell him all right. So she absorbs like a blotting paper. She absorbs the faults of her children so that they are happy. Nothing happens to them. So whenever we are thinking of this parasparya, we have a concrete example before us. That is our mother, and Matra Devo Bhava, I consider is as the fifth Mahavakya. The four Mahavakyas in our this thing, the fifth Mahavakya is Matra Devo Bhava. Now, so Parasparam Bhavayanta is the phrase which Sri Krishna has used, and we have downloaded from that the essence of this Parasparam Bhavayanta. We will use the word Parasparya in all our ensuing lecture series. So, after revealing these universal laws, Arjuna's mind is guided to the need of engaging constantly in actions. You cannot escape action. Sri Krishna makes him understand that you cannot escape actions because it is part of the nature itself. Everything in the universe is always moving, doing something or other. Even if we keep quiet, we know our mind is working, our intellect is working, all the cells in our body is working, all our systems in our body are working. So there is not a single moment when the universe is at stillness. It is not there. So how can you escape work? So the universal law of engaging in activity, Krishna has been able to tell him, and that too, then he says, learn to transform your actions. When you do actions for yourself, something happens. You create vasanas. These vasanas will stick to your mind. They will be carried over from generation to generation and make your life miserable. This is what we call as karma. It is my karma of the previous birth. We all say like that. So, janma janmandareshu. So, try to do work in such a way that there is no vasana. Sri Ramakrishna, so beautifully he says, elementary, child can understand. When you are cutting a jackfruit, you will put oil in your hand. If you don't put oil, then what happens? The pasha, the gum, will stick to your hand. It will be difficult for you to remove it. So in the same way, an electrician handles the electrical equipment wearing gloves, rubber gloves, so that the electricity does not harm him. In the same way, Arjuna, you do any work, but understand how you should work. So Krishna here emphasizes the importance of Tyaga and makes Arjuna's mind prone to receiving this further instructions. We must understand our land is reputed as renowned as a karma bhumi from time immemorial. Why was it called a karma bhumi? Because karma has been analyzed so thoroughly here. So thoroughly. Every aspect of karma has been so beautifully in-depth studied, and that is how we evolved it as a Naishkarmya Bhava, Nishkama Karma, then Nimitta Matram Bhava Sabhyasachin, Krishna will tell later, then surrender of our action. So in so many degrees of transforming our karma into karma yoga or worship. So when we take up study of this karma, I call it as a Bermuda Triangle. You know, when you fly over one particular part of Mediterranean, that area, we don't know what happened. The plane is sucked into a dark hole or something like that. So in this way, when we are doing karma, there is a triangle. What is a triangle? The first one is aham. I am the doer. So that is the first side of the triangle. Second side of the triangle, you should act only as I say. It is my opinion that is important. It is my desire that is important. It is my way of doing which is perfect. All your other ways are all foolish. So this sort of an emphasis on the action emanating from the I. And the third is, I want the result. You do like this, you must show me the result. At the end of 31 days, I must have my salary. And after so many years, I must have my promotion. And what are the prospects I receive? Before we enter into an agreement with a firm or answer an advertisement, what we want to know is how much is the salary, what are the perks connected with it. Sambhujya, Ranganatha and Daji always say 3 P's: pay, promotion, prospects. That is what kill our instinct for good action. Always, somewhere or other. So this, we must get out of this Bermuda Triangle. So I am the doer, and the result I get together constitute the kartrutva, bhoktrutva. So remember, we are talking about all this in Gita. I want you to lift all this and meditatively put on our family relationships. Am I not following like this? Why am I so stubborn? I always insist to my wife that you should do it in this way only. And she gets angry. She says, no, it is my way which is correct. And enough. A Bharata war is starting there. Or with the children. These days children are not going to listen to you. They want to do their own way. I will come only at 12 o'clock at night. Father says, mother says, no, 9:30 at least you come home. No, I cannot. I have to go for a picture. I have to go for a dance party. Somehow or other, this I dominated. So this is the Bermuda Triangle. I, the doer, my opinions, and the results which I will get. I, my mind. So these spoil our karma so that we cannot evolve karma yoga out of it. And remember, to the peace and happiness and security of the family, this is very, very important. Just like the parasparya, you know, we hear of big industrial families. We hear about Birlas, Tatas, and things like that. How have they maintained their culture? Because a great training, a lot of understanding, a lot of individual surrender, a lot of Nishkama Seva have gone into the building up of a reputed family structure. And that is how they are continuing their service to humanity and to our country. So when we think of karma, so many things we will have to understand. It is not because it is Bhagavan telling to Arjuna, because we want to upgrade our micro family into an Amrit family, where there are no misunderstandings, there are no intolerance, there is no lack of love and affection, where each one does one's own duty with happiness, pleasure, eager to serve the other. I always tell our friends, how can I help you? Let that become a Maha Mantra in your mind. How can I help you? How can I help you? That should become the Maha Mantra which leads us, so that that Bermuda Triangle automatically dissolves itself. So the fundamental three aspects we have seen, and we will never allow the Bermuda Triangle to take shape so that our life is spoiled. Remember how to remove the I. As we step by step, Sri Krishna takes us to the final freedom, then we will find how exactly we can remove this I-ness, minus from our work, so that each and every action of ours is a yajna, an aradhana, or a worship. So, kartrutva, bhoktritva, in all Upanishads and everywhere we'll come across in our Bharatiya literature, spiritual literature, these are the two obstacles which prevent man from expanding, from preventing man from taking further steps. So on this third step, as we study Karma Yoga, let us not fall into the depths, the dark dungeon of the Bermuda Triangle, because once we are caught in that, Janma Janmandareshu, we will carry this load of karma vasanas and will suffer and suffer and suffer. So we should be very clear in this understanding. Remove the I, remove the my, remove the mind, what result I will get. One great Michael Talbot, one great physicist in America, in one of his books, he says on Karma Yoga, we are all the time waiting for the letters from our friends, replies to our letters. We have not sent the letters. Without sending the letters, we say, oh, postman has not brought me the letter. But have you sent the letter? No, I have not sent the letter. So, without making our contributions to the welfare of the totality, we are expecting God will bless. I will go to the temple. I will do this puja for my sake, for the children's sake, this. Then I will get blessing. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. So do good work. Wherever we get a chance, even a tiny little bit, do it with good intentions, with surrender, and you will find slowly, your personality develops. And if we can cultivate in our children, just imagine what a wonderful child you will get. They will never put you in vruddhashramas. They will take care of you all the time because Madhurdevo Bhava is imprinted in their heart. Our own families are nothing but battlegrounds. Dharma and adharma, always fighting with each other. So never think Kurukshetra is different, my family is different. No. All our homes these days are Kurukshetra. We have made them into Kurukshetras. We have destroyed all that is good and implanted there the self-destroying ideas, habits, and behaviors. So, with this, you cannot go on reading and saying, my family is an Amrita family. No. We have to put a lot of effort in converting this, our homes, into an Amrita family. Each and every word that Sri Krishna utters has to be absorbed into our deep selves, where it should get transformed into a purifying agent. Pavitramiha Vidya. The third discourse of Sri Krishna, through the labyrinths of life, finally reveals to ourselves the beauty and grandeur of karma, the essential ingredient of the Amrit Parivar. Let us at this point remember the two beautiful expressions which Mananiya Eknathji has included in our Kendra prayer. Karma yogai kanishtha. He wants also for all of us to understand the efficacy and beauty of Karma Yoga. And another very, very illuminating phrase, Jivane yavadadanam syad pradhanam tadodhikam. Let us go on giving more, taking less and less from outside. So, with these thoughts, paying our respects to Mananiya Eknathji and his vision, it is his vision that converted Vivekananda Kendra into a semblance, we can say, of Amrit Parivar. I don't think we have fully succeeded, but each one of us tries in one's own way, his way, her way, to make it an Amrit Parivar. It is different. Vivekananda Kendra Parivar is definitely different from the rest of the society because Karma Yoga is our main substance, sustenance. And those of us who can really yavadadanam syat pradhanam tadodhikam, try to put it into practice and derive a lot of bliss out of that statement. So, Sri Krishna concludes his discussions on Karma Yoga, reminding Arjuna that if you do not do work in the proper way, ulsi devrime lokam nakutyam karma chedaham sankarasya cha kartasyam ubahanyam ima praja. You are talking, Arjuna, of the society becoming spoiled, isn't it? In the Arjuna Vishada Yoga, he was crying holes that through the war, the society will be destroyed. But no, the real way the society will be destroyed is when you do not do your work in the proper way. So let us do the thing in the proper way and then great benefit. Then Krishna also tells him that you have to 6 enemies, the Shadvairis, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Malsarya, etc., are always trying to catch you unaware and spoil the effect. So be careful, you don't fall into their grip. So self-control is very, very essential. So Karma Yoga becomes a combination of self-control and self-sacrifice. What do we sacrifice? Sri Krishna tells later, he will tell what do we sacrifice. Here we will sacrifice our I-ness and my stubborn desires and my anxious yearning for the fruit of action. So, making karma into Karma Yoga, part of the lives of every individual in our family, will take us from the ephemeral to the eternal. Asato ma sadgamaya. It will take us from the asat, the dying part of the family. What are the dying? The values we wrongly observe, they are the dying part. Then we will start practicing values which are relevant, wholesome, holistic, so that our families turn into Amrita Parivar. So with this, we shall promise to ourselves, to the extent I can. Peter Krishna gives us a beautiful Yat karoshi yad asnasi yad juhoshi dadasi yad tapasyati kaunteya tat kurishamadarpanam. Krishna gives a beautiful sloka by which Arjuna can transform himself into a karma yogi, but that we will wait. It comes only in the beautiful 11th chapter. So please be with me in this pilgrimage. So this is the third step. 1 week for us to contemplate, meditate, read the Gita again, all the stanzas. We cannot take all the stanzas, as I said. It is not actually an intensive study of Gita, but a study of Gita to improve ourselves and our families. So with this, I offer it to Bhagavan Parthasarathi. Let him bless us to find more and more meaning in his words, give us the strength to adopt his ideas into our lives and create an Amrita family. It is important for us to create Amrita families because that is how we can upkeep Sanatana Dharma. That is how India will remain an eternal source of knowledge and light and understanding and tolerance for the world at large. India must become the Vishwaguru. Nobody else has all this wonderful knowledge, understanding, and life improving principles which they can adopt. Sarve bhavantu suginaha sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhave shanti shanti shanti.
Like as you said, one has to perform an action without desire. But if there is something which we want to do with a higher purpose, would that also be considered as a desire?
Not necessarily. When your desire is our own, see, we are doing everything so that we are expanding, we are spiritualizing, we are that is the only, we cannot call it as a selfish. Selfish is concerned with our immediate needs, our physical needs. It is not that. This is the very natural expansion of the jiva to catch up with the ultimate Brahma. So that is the way Bhagavan has made us. Satyam param dhimahi. That is what they say, the human life is given to us so that we will catch hold of the truth and try to manifest it in our lives. So all that we do to understand the truth, manifest it in our life, etc., they are all exempted from income tax.
Okay, Didi.
They are all. But
very nicely put.
If we add any personal needs to that, I will do like that so that I will become like that. I will become a teacher. I will actually you will be caught in the net.
Okay.
You will be caught in the net. So it has to be absolutely. That is why when we proceed, the importance of bhakti yoga, the importance of surrender, all that will come. Now we are still thinking of our family members, etc. Now Krishna is going to show us who are our real relatives, real family members, real beneficiaries, etc., etc. Oh, it's very wonderful the way he is going to reveal himself. So have patience, be with me. Keep your visa ready, keep your ticket ready so that we can travel together.
Namaste, Didi. You mean Sharanagati is very important?
Yes, very important. Sharanagati, important because that is the best way to kill the egoism. To remove the ego, Sharanagati is very, very important.
Thank you, Didi.
Otherwise, even if you knowledge, you will have I know that will be there. When Sharanagati is there, you like the Sri Ramakrishna says, the salt doll getting into the sea, dissolves itself.
Sharanagati, Bhakti goes hand in hand.
They all will help us to remove the aham.
Yes, Didi. Thank you, ma. Thank you.
I think we can Thank you all. Now I request Jayashree to have the Shanti Mantra.
Join your palms. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschet dukha bhag bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.